So I'm gonna answer your questions today about being an influencer. I hate that word. So I've got a bunch of questions from you guys about social media work and things. So I'm gonna try to answer all of these before my battery dies. So the first one is really popular question. How were you hired by Mother Pat? For those of you who don't know, I do the close-up eye shots that are on her Instagram. These ones. That's my eyeball. It's a pretty simple story. So when I first started my Instagram, this was back when I was, if you hear any rustling, it's the cat. There's nothing I can do. So anyway, when I first started my Instagram, Jesus, I don't know how long ago that was now, like 5 years or so. I was basically just playing around, teaching myself. I'm a self-taught makeup artist. And I was doing these like close-up eye shots, just kind of playing around with different like eyeshadow techniques. If you look back at them, goddamn, they were bad. And my eyebrows were so thin. But anyway, so she at the time was working on her current brand, Pat McGrath Labs, obviously, and she started reposting some of my looks as like inspiration. And then when I moved out to Los Angeles, maybe a year or so later, I don't even think it might have been that long, doesn't matter. They ended up reaching out to me to work with them. Things were kind of like on and off for a while, and then maybe 3 or 4 years ago now, she flew me out to New York to show me the Metamorphosis kit in person and asked me to create some work for them. And that's pretty much how it all started. And I've been working with them on and off ever since. It's been pretty consistent the past like year and a half, I guess. What type of video equipment do you recommend? I have a DSLR already, but haven't filmed. I mean, I have a Canon EOS 80D. I have a couple different lenses. I have a zoom lens that I never use. And then I have this prime lens, which was super cheap. I think it was like 150 bucks or something. It was really cheap. I think it's also Canon. I can't read it. But yeah, I have that. And then, dude, all this shit came off Amazon. Like my ring light I got on Amazon. I think it was like 125 bucks or something. I got these 2 soft boxes and then like an overhead light, which I'm actually not using right now, on Amazon. That came in a set. And then I have some like umbrella lights that I use for different things. Sometimes I use it as like my little background light. I actually got a different thing so I can change colors. I just got that on Amazon. And then my backdrop thing came from Amazon. So like, I think I just looked up like photography or filming equipment or something. And then a bunch of different things came up and I don't know, picked which ones had the best reviews or were cheapest. So it's really easy, dude. That's all you need. I mean, when I first started doing YouTube, I was just filming with, my phone in front of my living room mirror. And by mirror, I mean window. And that was it, on a super busy street. So if you go back to my like first YouTube video, you can hear traffic driving by. It was really bad. But yeah, I mean, just start. Like, you don't really need anything. That was like on an iPhone 5. So, you know what I mean? Quality-wise. Would love to know your full story, how you came into success. How can I keep this short? Success. You know what I mean? Success for me is the fact that I can actually like pay my bills. That's pretty awesome. That's success. So my full story, I was living in my hometown in New Hampshire. I had recently graduated college and long story, but I had kind of like a different path set up and it got diverted and then started becoming like interested in makeup when I saw Linda Hallberg's Queen. I saw her like little step-by-step how-tos on Pinterest and I was like, what is this? This is amazing. And then I just became, and then I think it was like maybe around Halloween time and people were doing like crazy skulls. And it was when I started getting like really into Pinterest and really into social media. And then I was just seeing like all this work and I got really inspired by it and it was so much fun. And for those of you who don't know, I have an art background. I went to school for painting. I got my BFA in figure painting. So I was just like super into makeup as like an art. And then as my art form or whatever. It's my catchphrase. Anyway, started playing around, teaching myself, just like, I don't know, just literally playing with different things. I went to like Target and my town had just recently gotten an Ulta, which was a big deal. So I think I remember buying like a bunch of e.l.f. and NYX products and just going to town. And then just started posting them on Instagram, man. I started getting some recognition from like Pat McGrath, and then Anastasia Beverly Hills was one of the first like big brands to start reposting my stuff. She used to do it all the time. Why am I not on their PR list? I don't know. Anyway, so the first company to send me a PR box was Lashes in a Box. And then the first makeup PR box that I received was from Makeup Geek. And they sent me this big ass box of eyeshadows, like full of eyeshadows, blush, all this stuff. And I was like for free. It was so cool. And then I, at the time, was working as a graphic designer in my hometown at our local newspaper. And I was getting up, I was working there full time. Did I say that? And then I was getting up like super early, just like play with makeup, do crazy, oh dude, I wore the craziest makeup to that job. Do crazy makeup, take photos in the sunlight before work, or I would come home on my lunch break and take photos, post them on Instagram, and then when I came home like in the evening, I would just like sit and play with makeup, or I would watch makeup tutorials. And yeah, that's pretty much how that started. And then about 10 months into that job, I decided to move out to Los Angeles, which is where I live now, with my brother. And then, I don't know, like, as far as success, man, I got a couple random jobs while I was here. I guess one random job while I was here that was related to makeup at a makeup manufacturer. And then I think I was there for like another 10 months. And then I quit way before I should have, honestly. And it was kind of like on and off, man. I started YouTube because people were asking me to. I was working with some brands, and yeah, I don't know how to like summarize that. It's been like a slow process, especially here on YouTube, super slow. But yeah, eventually I got to the point where my content was quality enough that people wanted to work with me on a consistent basis, which was nice. And yeah, I don't know if that answered the question. Is it possible to get good pictures with just a phone? I try and they don't come out good. It would be well, not to correct your grammar, but like I don't like that. Yes, because basically everything that I post is with my phone. The trick is you don't want to use this camera, you want to use this camera. Definitely direct sunlight is the best. So what I like to do is kind of like set up the shot by using the front camera in my direct sunlight, and then I'll flip it around and try to like hold it the same way. That's how I do like the photos and then those like direct sunlight videos, but those are all on my phone. Like I never take photos of my makeup with my camera. It's very rare. Do I listen to any podcasts? I listen to all of the comedians' podcasts. Think of a comedian, I listen to their podcast. That has nothing to do with social media. Why am I answering that question? How did you first start being recognized by brands? Well, I basically was just putting my stuff out there, you know? So I was just like posting stuff on Instagram and using hashtags to get found. Oh, man, it's so different now like than it used to be. The algorithm has really like changed. It changes all the time. So Instagram can like decide whether or not they want to shadow ban you. That happened to me for such a long time because I didn't know what I was doing wrong. But yeah, I mean, I was tagging brands. Like if I used Tarte, I was tagging Tarte in the photo and I was using their hashtag. And that's pretty much like how they end up finding your work. So if you're trying to make it in this and you're just posting photos without tagging anybody, I mean, maybe eventually they'll find you, but like it's a slim chance. Helpful tips for someone who recently quit their shit job to be a makeup artist, aka me. That's tough because if you're trying to become like a professional makeup artist where you're gonna go out on jobs, I got nothing for you because I don't do that and I never have. So I think a lot of people assume that I have worked like doing makeup on other people. Haven't, don't know anything about it. I really don't. So, I mean, I guess like word of mouth, social media. I think the most important thing is definitely having someone who's gonna be like super supportive of you. Cause I can tell you right now that if I came out here to do this shit and I didn't have my brother, I don't know what the fuck would have happened. Cause it was a rough go and we definitely needed each other. But like also, I have no brother. Someone just said, hi, let me know if you want to grow your social media. Someone always says that when I ask these fucking questions. Why am I reading that? No, these have nothing to do with social media. Why are you doing this? Did I have many business options and had to choose? How did you know the right one for you? I don't really understand that question. Did you have many business options? Like in life? No, I had no prospects when I moved to LA. Absolutely no prospects. So yeah, I was really just trying to figure shit out, man. How long have you been in the industry? Do you do others' makeup? No, I don't do anyone's makeup. And I have technically, I mean, that's such a hard thing to answer because like I've been doing this shit since, 2015? 2015? But in the industry, it's been like a slow process, so I don't even know. The past month? What was your first gig? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't remember the first person who hired me. But I feel like a lot of the first things that I got were like false lash brands asking for photos of me modeling their lashes. Because I was posting all of those like close-up eye shots. And I did a couple of those. And I know for a fact that one of these questions in here is, have any companies like screwed you over? One of those companies did totally screw me over. They can't even remember what they were called. Asked me to do some photos using their lashes, sent them to them. They never paid me. They totally disappeared, like changed their Instagram handle and everything. It was like a DM situation. Don't do work for people without a contract, basically. It was when I like first started. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. It was so stupid. Worst part of being an influencer? I think just that title. Just that title. How long did you do social media influencing before you quit your regular job? I quit my regular job way before I was technically like a full-time working influencer, and the regular job I was actually doing similar things. I was creating content for a makeup brand. So, yeah, I wouldn't recommend that, but that's just the truth. Do you see a lot of fakeness at beauty events? Duh. What are we talking about? Like asses, tits, personalities? Because all of the above. What brands of cosmetics do you usually use? I mean, all of them. All the ones that you see in my videos. How are the ads picked? Do you choose them, and how many are placed throughout? I'm assuming you're asking on YouTube. So it depends. The companies that are running ads over our videos, we don't pick. Basically, Google picks that shit. I think it's probably like another algorithm, you know, like, oh, people who watched this are more likely to, or they've searched this, so we're gonna run this ad, like the fucking Paula's Choice ad. I'm so sick of that. I know that I'm into skincare. Please stop showing it to me. So no, I have no control over the ads that are run on my videos. The ads that are placed throughout, once your video is like over 10 minutes, you can choose to place ads throughout if you want to. Like you can choose to manually place them, or you can choose like a default, which just places them in the best whatever. I don't know, once again, up to the algorithm. So those are the two options. Oh, have you ever been taken advantage of because you're a small micro-influencer? Am I a micro-influencer? I don't know what that word means, because like micro-influencer to me is like real tiny. I don't consider myself to be that. I'm not huge, but I don't consider myself to be a micro-influencer. But when I was, yes, like the previous story that I just told. But that was, I don't think that was because I was small. I think that was just because those people were shady as fuck. I don't even know what happened to that company. Like, I don't even know if they're out there at all. But also, yes, definitely. Brands take advantage of you when you are just like you're just doing this by yourself. Like, I don't have any management. I do this shit by myself. I answer those fucking emails by myself. So like, yes, people take advantage of you and still do. How do you stay inspired and consistent? That's a great fucking question. I wish you could tell me. How do you stay inspired and consistent? Consistency is easy because it's my job 100% full time. You know what I mean? Being inspired all the time, really difficult, because I do have a lot of other things going on. Honestly, YouTube can be such a soul crusher, because like I'll do something super creative and put it on YouTube and nobody watches it. And I'm like, cool, glad I spent so much time on that shit. Instagram is kind of more, I don't know, it receives the creativity well, but YouTube is more, I don't know, my educational videos do better on this. Like this shit right here, nobody might watch it. Like I have no idea, you know what I mean? This could be like a massive waste of time. I know there are some people who want to see it because you guys ask me questions and I'm uploading it for you. I'm here for you. But yeah, what was I saying? How do you stay inspired? Basically just kind of like, I don't know, stepping back, looking at old work that I did, looking at what other people are doing. Definitely looking at old work, because your interests kind of like change. My idea of makeup has kind of changed over all of these years. So looking back at what I used to do, like I used to be so creative, but now my skill's a lot better. So it's fun to revisit some of that, and not necessarily like recreate things, but just kind of like use them as inspiration. That's a really good tip. But I think it's just kind of like making sure that you don't fall into a rut, switching shit up, you know, experimenting with new techniques and products and colors. How do I look for and get paid jobs? So people reach out to me. I'm very stubborn. And when I first started this, I thought if they're not reaching out to me, this is all bullshit. Honestly, that's kind of what my attitude was about it. So I had my email on my Instagram and on my YouTube, and companies basically will come across it and they know what to do because they're adults. And then they email me and they ask me if I want to work with them, and then we talk and then we negotiate, and then there's a contract involved, and then they send me some shit and we do it. That's it. Oh, and then how do I get paid? Well, I send them an invoice and then they have to pay me. How did you grow your audience? I was consistent. The quality of my stuff got better. People seemed to like it. I talk to people. I teach people. I don't know. I'm no expert in this shit. Not business-minded. Just a creative. Put shit out there. People seem to like it. You know what I mean? Why don't you do other people's makeup? You are so talented. Thank you, Nicole. I don't work well with people. That's it. I don't really want to touch other people's faces. I don't want to have to deal with annoying clients. I don't want to have to go somewhere to do somebody's makeup. I like the fact that I can like wake up and walk 20 feet to my office and do this shit all by myself. I'm all set on working with other people. All set. How do you deal with all the shitty comments that you get and not let it get to you? Sometimes they do, but like, I love them. They're so much fun. I love it when people comment like, well, some of the stupid comments are like, it's like, ugh, you know what I mean? Like I see that all the time. You're not being original, whatever. If someone gets very clever and it's mean, love it, respect it, okay? Respect it. But most of the time when someone comments something stupid, it just amuses me to respond in an equally stupid way, or being like sarcastic or something like that. I don't know, it just amuses me. I enjoy it thoroughly. I don't take it personally. You can't. These people don't know you. They watch like, a lot of the time you can tell when like someone hasn't actually watched the video too, because like they'll see a title and then comment something immediately, and I'm like, okay, well I know you didn't watch the video, so I know that this isn't like, you're not investing a lot in it, so like, why should I? You know what I mean? But yeah, I just, I like to either ignore or comment something snarky or stupid or like nonsensical back, because it amuses me. How does it affect your mental health? Personally, social media, putting myself on the internet has actually like, well, I don't know if it's helped it. It's definitely helped confidence level though. Because I remember the first time I tried to like film a video, man, couldn't do it. Like saw myself on camera, I was like, no. So finally just kind of like putting it out there. I don't know, you see so many, like for example, filming that like dark circle video, so the amount of people who commented and were like, I have this problem, like it's so much worse than yours, like I hate them so much. And then there were other people who were like, I think they're really beautiful. That's like, you know what I mean? You see that you're like not alone, that other people find certain things about you attractive that maybe you didn't. So I personally have found it to be like kind of an ego booster. I think just social media in general, like technology isn't great for people's mental health. And I've been recently trying to kind of like push away from that. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you might notice that I'm posting less and I'm not like in my stories as much, just because like it feels good to just like put it away, you know? Why do people comment such mean things? I honestly don't really get that much. Like people say stupid things, like a lot of stupid comments, but no one's really like super mean. I mean, I have gotten those, but they're not that bad. Not in my opinion. I feel like other people probably get it way worse. What are some preconceived notions that aren't true? Well, the first one that comes to mind is that we're all fucking loaded. I feel like everyone that I meet thinks that, or like there are a lot of assumptions that like every influencer, if you live in LA and you're like, yeah, I don't know, it's tough because a lot of them are loaded, but it's like the OGs, you know what I mean? So there's definitely like, there's a lot of, it fluctuates as far as like how much people charge for rates, the kind of work that people are doing, the frequency in which they're working. So yeah, it's all very different. We're not all fucking loaded. Like I said, I can pay my bills and I'm happy about that. What's your favorite part of being an influencer? Working by myself. I get to like create and do whatever the fuck I want and I don't have to answer to anybody. And for the most part, the brands that I work with are kind of like, we want to work with you. They know the work that I do. They're like, you go out and do this. I do it, and like rarely they come back with any kind of edit. Usually it's like, oh, can you change the caption a little bit or whatever. Yeah, I rarely get edits. How does one start from scratch when they have no fan base or socials? Again, you just have to start posting. Like, look at the people who you follow and then compare your work. That's like the best way to do it. Like compare quality, because not to be a dick, but like also to be a dick. There are a lot of people out there who are like, will ask this question. I'm gonna sound like such a fucking asshole. And their work isn't like, it's dimly lit, really bad quality, like that they're actually posting on their page. They're not using hashtags or anything like that. And I'm like, we need to see the work, you know, like work on your blending, keep practicing. You can use your phone. Like today's phones, basically cameras, you know? So like go outside, take the photos outside so that you have nice direct sunlight. Like don't be in your dimly lit kitchen taking photos and then putting them online. Think about the quality. Do you get sick of people demanding things from you? Because I would. When you say people demanding things from you, do you mean like content? Because I don't think people really demand. And then I'm also pretty upfront about being like, no, I don't want to do that. You know? So like if people ask me to do a video and I don't want to film it, I'll be like, no. Or if people say like, oh, will you do a tutorial with this palette? And I'm like, I've got so many palettes like that, I don't want to do it. Sometimes I will, but really only if I want to. Other than that, people aren't very demanding. So many were like, why are people's comments so mean? They're really not that mean. I just like to share the shitty ones on Instagram. What would you change to make the community better? Ooh, my lip is really bothering me. I need to change this. I'll answer it while I do that. What would I change to make the community better? That's a good question. My lip liner on the top is just like way too dark, you know? I mean, I don't know. There's like kind of a lot of things. I'm not gonna fix that. I'm just gonna deal with it. Deal with my little lip liner mustache. I don't know, because all the things that I feel like I would change, you can't like you can't regulate them. Like you can't keep track of them. You know what I would do? I would eliminate all the people that I don't like. That's what I would do. Oh, this is a good one. It was confusing at first. How much of popularity do you think is personality? Do you need a big personality to be successful? No, but it's gonna take a lot longer, I think. Like there are a lot of people who just kind of get on camera and they're like bubbly and loud and obnoxious. And they're good like salesmen and women. You know what I mean? Like they're very good at selling things. They command attention because it's a little bit more chill when like it's me. You know what I mean? Like I'm not getting on here being like, oh my God, this new blush. You have to buy this new fucking blush. I can't pick it up. Oh my God, this is so amazing. I don't do that shit. I don't do that. I don't know. I'm just like a little bit more even keel, I think, when it comes to videos. I'm not like, oh my God, this product is so incredible. I'm not like a saleswoman, really. I don't think that's my like biggest strong suit. The people who, I don't want to use any examples because I go to things with these people, but those people who are like now some of them are authentic. That's just who they are. They just have to be, they're bubbly. You don't have to have a big personality, but it does tend to help you like be more marketable, I think, because it's easier for you to, I don't know, I think brands see it as like, oh, this is a better commercial for us, you know? Like usually you wouldn't see a commercial on TV for like Neutrogena product and the model is like, I really like this cleanser. It keeps my skin really clear, which is what I would do. How do you feel about being a beauty blog? How do you feel about being a beauty blogger? I like it. How do you know who to trust? I mean, I don't trust anybody. I don't know. I don't really hang out with that many influencers. I have a few who are friends that I'm like relatively close to, but you know, so confused about who I am and seems hard to promote myself. Join the club. Yeah, that's a tough one. So knowing like what your brand is really hard. Making sure that like your page flows so that it makes sense, so that people know. I mean, obviously, like if you go to someone's page, you want to know exactly what it is they're selling you. You know what I mean? Like you go to my page, it's clearly makeup, obviously. It took me a very long time to be able to post any kind of like outfit photo without it getting like 18 likes. So you kind of have to ease into those things, like if you want to branch out. But if your shit is makeup, post makeup. Another good thing is to use like consistent lighting. So something that really helped me was when I moved into this apartment, I can do a lot of like, I get much better light here and I can do a lot of direct sunlight photos. So while I post like very natural looks and I also post like very, I don't know, like goth glam looks, the lighting is consistent for the most part. So that kind of helps create like more of a cohesive nature throughout your page. I think that's important, because it is like your brand. So I would keep that in mind. I don't know, I guess just keep that, hopefully that helps you. I don't really know. Sorry, Alyssa. Favorite part of my career, being alone, not having to deal with people. How do you balance ignore those hate comments and taking advice? That's a pretty easy question to answer because like, if it's a hate comment, like if they're just being dicks, what advice are they giving me? I definitely have had situations where people have commented things that like constructive criticism. For example, one of my like concealer videos where I was like comparing all these concealers, someone said, I would have loved to see them all lined up like at the end so that we could compare. I didn't do it in my first video and then I was like, oh, that's such a good idea. I can't believe I didn't think of doing that. So I did it in my next video, but they weren't a dick about it. They just said like, kind of wish you did this. And I was like, yeah, if I were the viewer, I would have wanted to see that. If you're a dick, then I'm not going to take your advice because go fuck yourself. Makeup is my passion. I'd like to start a YouTube channel. Just do it. Just start. Use your phone. I hate my job and I love doing makeup. I really want to do it as a job, but scared of change/failing. Just do it. Just fucking do it. Just do it. I don't know what else to say. If you want to do it, you're going to do it. You know what I mean? Advice on how to get noticed by the right people. Well, interesting. If you are trying to, if your shit is like full glam, smoky eye, blue eyeshadow, black lipstick, super intense highlight, don't be using Bobbi Brown. You know what I mean? Or Clinique. You want to stick with the brands that are going to be like in your lane. So try to make sure that like your brand matches up with that brand. So like Urban Decay would be perfect for that, right? Like if you are going for super crazy smoky eyes, lots of color, then don't go for something, for a brand that is like nude sticks. That's not their shit, you know? Ooh, when given products, PR, do they expect you to do looks with it as soon as you receive it? Or can you do it whenever you want? So if a company is just sending me PR, there's no agreement. If they reach out and say, we want to send you some products for you to try, and a lot of the time they'll say like, and if you like them, you can share it, you know, please feel free to share them. And that's what we do. But if a brand sends me a product and is like, okay, where are those looks? Like that's not happening. Like if you send me this, I don't want to shade any of these people. You send me an eyeshadow palette and then a week later I get an email from you saying, where are the looks? Fuck yourself. Like, this is my job. So if I'm going to do guaranteed work, there's going to be a contract, we're going to discuss rates, we're going to discuss licensing, there's going to be a whole situation. I don't work for free. And if a brand ever emails me and says, we would like to do, like, we'd love to send you, all these free products. Oh my God, this amount of money worth of free products. All you have to do is post this many posts and this many stories and create a YouTube video. And I'm like, delete. That's how it goes. Do you still enjoy your job? I do. Lots. Very much. How are different influencers treated differently? From what I know, people can be very rude. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of, honestly, it's kind of the same as like any job. There's always cliques, you know? People who are on the same level are typically like attending the same events or the same like brand trip, so they end up forming a relationship. It can get kind of cliquey. There's a lot of really great people. There's a lot of shitty people. It's, you know what I mean? It's like anything. But brands definitely treat people differently. I have talked about this a lot. I've been in a couple situations where that has happened and I'm not a fan of it. How toxic is the beauty community? Dude, I don't know. I'm not really a part of it. I'm in it, but like I'm here. I'm in my apartment right now filming. I do this shit by myself at home. So like if I go to events, typically I bring a friend, we go grab drinks, take some photos, and we fuck on out of there. You know what I mean? It's not really my shit. I'm not like hanging out with all these people, which you guys can probably tell. So I don't know. Depends on who you surround yourself with, I guess. How do you deal with dramatic influencers that you meet? I don't really meet too many dramatic ones. I definitely meet a lot that I'm like, I could never talk to you again. Or like, I'm not interested in spending any time with you. I feel like I've only had like maybe 1 or 2 instances where I was like, wow, this person is awful. And I was like subjected to them for an extended period of time. But yeah, for the most part, I really just, I don't know. I'm pretty closed off from it. And I just don't. I'm very much, I don't know, I feel like, dude, I'm on social media, I talk about how I don't really like people all the time, so I feel like most people who have seen my shit know that when they meet me. Do you like it when subscribers come and talk to you and take pictures with you? Fuck yeah, of course. I am not the most approachable looking person when I'm out in public because I have a very angry resting face. I don't even think that it's resting bitch face. I think it's resting like I'm literally gonna strangle your entire family, including your cat's face. I wouldn't do that. Not them, maybe a dog. But those of you who do come up to me, I feel like it's always a good time. So yeah, feel free to come up. I swear, don't go by how I look. Just come up and be like, hey, I love your channel. And I'll be like, oh my God. And then we'll talk and it'll be great. How do you find inspiration without being repetitive? Oh, dude, I don't know. I go through times where I'm like, I'm literally doing the same thing every single day. That's tough. I feel like inspiration from other people. I did kind of like touch on this already. Flip through magazines, watch movies. I always look at what the pros are doing. Do you get paid even if we skip the ads, or how does that work? I have no idea. That's a great question. I think we get paid more if you click on the ad. So like, because you've driven more traffic to that advertisement, Google ends up paying us more for that. But I don't know if you skip them. I have no idea. I don't know if you get the same amount if you just like wait the 5 seconds and skip it or watch the whole ad. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Is it too late to start a YouTube channel being a beauty blogger? Of course not. It's never too late. Yes, it's very oversaturated. Yes, there are a lot of us now. It's definitely gonna be a hell of a lot harder. I'm really glad I got in when I did. But no, it's never too late. You don't know, you could start putting stuff out there and then all of a sudden blow the fuck up. It happens. Is it difficult dealing with constant criticism from people who don't know anything about makeup? That's a funny one. Because a lot of the time I'll get like a very critical comment and I'll look at the person's profile photo and I'm like, you know what I mean? Literally every question is, how do you deal with so many haters? It really doesn't bother me, you guys. I kind of enjoy it. I'm a little bit of a masochist. How do you constantly come up with content for your channel? I mean, a lot of it is suggestions from you guys. Sometimes I'll just like be like, oh, this would make a good video. I don't know, I'm trying to be educational here, but I had a long list of YouTube videos and it's getting shorter and shorter, so please continue with the suggestions. Have I gone to BeautyCon and is it worth it? I don't even know. I used to go to Fame Expo, been to some of the other ones. Is BeautyCon the Ipsy one? I think I went to that one time and I don't remember it, so I don't know. Honestly, I've heard from people that BeautyCon is not well run and very, very crowded, so. This is an interesting one, I don't really understand it. Do you have a recipe for bad days, bad comments? How do you put yourself up, or do you just ignore? Bad days? I don't know, if I feel like shit, man, I just kind of like shut off. You're not gonna see me on social media. I might sit down and just like do a makeup look, but I'm not gonna be talking on my stories. I'm not gonna be filming anything. Probably just gonna be editing or doing other work. You know, I can still work and I don't have to deal with talking, which is nice because you do not wanna do that when you're in a bad mood. So many people asked if skip ad affects me financially. That's so sweet. I feel like you're concerned. You wanna make sure that I'm getting paid. At least that's how I'm gonna take that. But again, I don't know. Was it hard for you to start out and what difficulties did you face? Brokenness. I was broke for a really long time. I didn't have any work, just trying to get noticed, trying to like grow. It's a struggle, guys. It's not easy, but eventually it happened and it takes a lot of fucking dedication. I've been in it for a little while now, you know? I would definitely say the lack of money was probably the biggest difficulty. I feel like that didn't even change until like semi-recently. But I feel like I say that every time. Does being an influencer change your relationship in any kind of way with friends or family? I don't think so. No, I don't really talk. I mean, I talk to I tell my parents things, like they always want to know what I'm working on. It's always nice for them to hear that I'm getting a paycheck. I don't really talk to my friends about it very much. Like we'll talk about like events if I go to like cool events and stuff. Cause you know, obviously they follow me and I'll post things and they'll comment and we'll talk about it, but I don't really talk about it that much. So no, not really. I mean, I think the thing that's probably affected it the most is just the fact that I live on the other side of the country. So yeah. How do you differentiate yourself in such an oversaturated community? That's a great question. Just try not to look like everybody else. There's a lot of people out there who all look the same. Obviously we all look different, we're all unique. Just do, I don't know, just do what you like, that's it. It sounds so stupid and like cliche, but like just do whatever you want to do because that's what's going to make you stand out. Don't feel pressured to do what other people are doing. I feel like the best thing to do is look at other people and like maybe compare the quality of your photos, the quality of your blending, the quality of your lighting. That's good, but like in terms of what exactly you're putting out there, I wouldn't worry about it because people are looking for just different, interesting, creative things. Ooh, do people take you seriously as a person when you ask, or when they ask you what you do for a living? That's really funny. There are definitely people who don't, but I feel like most people are pretty interested in it. I don't know, I'm always weird about answering that question because I hate calling myself an influencer and I just don't know what to call myself. So I always, well, now I just say that I'm a YouTuber and I say I do makeup tutorials because now my YouTube following is like big enough for me to feel that way. But when that was too small, it was hard to describe to people what I was doing because the majority of the work that I was doing was on Instagram and obviously working with Pat, and like there's a lot, it's just kind of like a lot of things. And then once you start being like, well, I do this and I do this and I do this, people are like, that's bullshit. No, I think most people are very interested, but definitely the question I get the most from like older people is like, how is that a job? How do you make money? And I'm getting pretty sick of answering that question. Ooh, the beauty community seems so fake. How did you grow a good following? By just being myself. I just act like this. And then I attract other people who appreciate this kind of an attitude. And then the fake bitches will comment and be like, you seem like you're a bitch. And then they just leave. And I'm like, okay, perfect. How much time do you spend a week doing your job? Is it a full-time job? It's more than a full-time job. I don't know, there's no like hours. I'm trying to work on that actually, trying to like create a schedule for myself because I will like do things when I first wake up and then I'll like take a break in the middle of the day to like go run errands, and then I'll come back and then I'll edit, and then I'll like work really late, and then I have a really bad habit of like checking my phone at like 3 o'clock in the morning and answering emails. So yeah, it's just kind of, I mean, it's, you know, I'm self-employed, so it's like whenever I want to be working. So it depends. It depends. It depends on like if you're just starting, it depends on how much work you have that week, it depends on how many collaborations you might have that month. It's totally different. But I personally would say that it's more than a full-time job. I just want to say thank you to all of the nice comments because along with the questions, I got a lot of just like nice comments from people. So thank you to everyone. I am reading them. What is your favorite part? What makes it worth it to share your passion with us? Being able to work by myself. How many times do I have to say this? You guys, I'm a loner. I like to be alone. Everybody leave me alone. But yeah, that's definitely my favorite part, is just like not having to answer to anybody. I mean, I do, obviously I work with brands, but like I said, it's very, there's a lot of freedom. So my favorite thing is just being able to like not have to go in, not have to like ask anybody questions, not have to have someone be like, oh, you have to do it this way. I've worked in 2 offices, can't fucking handle it. Wasn't able to stay for longer than 10 months before I was like, I'm the fuck out of here. Do you think most influencers Photoshop edit their photos to a point that is problematic? I don't know, probably. That's actually one of the reasons that well, no, it's not. No, but it is kind of. So when I started taking photos and videos in that direct sunlight, like all of those images, I've seen just like a difference. Like I haven't been editing things. I just like upload the videos, you know what I mean? So like you see breakouts, you'll see some blemishes, but like it just looks so beautiful in that direct sunlight. It made me a lot more comfortable with like any little imperfections, which is why I haven't been taking photos with my camera, because I feel like when I take photos with a camera, I'll upload it to my computer, I bring it into Photoshop, and it's just like, I see all those breakouts and I'm like, oh, I just want to get rid of these, you know? I don't know if that answers your question. I don't know. Probably. Some people don't. Some people do. It's something that we all have to keep in mind. I think when you're looking at things in social media, you just have to kind of keep in mind that people can edit them. You know what I mean? Nobody looks that perfect. If you are a perfectionist, how to stop and chill under pressure of responsibilities. I don't know if I'm a perfectionist. I'm a neat freak. When you really dislike a product, do you find that you are more often negatively, that you more often negatively review or not mention it? Kind of depends on my mood. I feel like most of the time I just won't mention it, because a lot of the time I'm using things before I talk about them. And I'll be like, oh, I don't like that. And then I'll just like not talk about it. If I do a first impressions, I'm gonna be straight up honest. If I hate something, I'm probably more likely to just not mention it if I don't like it. What are your thoughts about influencers showing a particular lifestyle that is unaffordable? I don't know. I mean, a lot of them like are living that they can afford it. So it's affordable for them, you know? But I guess they do get treated to a lot of free shit. I don't know. People like to look at lavish things. It's the same reason that we watch like Cribs, you know, or Pimp My Ride. Whatever. It's people are into it. It doesn't really bother me. I don't know. It doesn't really bother me. I think it's more like the person who is viewing those things. If you feel like super jealous or like super pressured to attain those same material objects, then you've probably got some shit going on that you need to work on. You know what I mean? Not to like put all the blame on you, but it's a little bit healthier to like to be well educated and understanding of that situation. And if it's something that you want to aspire to, then like work for that. But I mean, you shouldn't look at that and be like, oh, fuck that person. You know what I mean? That's like, it's not worth it. How do you keep yourself grounded? I don't know. I just sit here by myself and that's it. I don't know. I feel like once you start believing all of the comments, because there are a lot of, I receive many very flattering comments often, and it's wonderful. But I feel like the people who don't stay grounded are the people who really start to believe that they're like, oh my God, so beautiful, and oh my God, so perfect, and oh my God, so talented. I'm smart enough to know that I am maybe those things to a degree. And thank you very much for commenting that. But I know that I'm not perfect. I know I'm not the most talented. I know that I'm not like, whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just a fucking person. This person said, do you actually turn down brands? Fucking all the time. All the time. I have been turning down collaborations well before I could afford to. Like, well before I could afford to. Like, when I go and I check my emails, if I see an email and I don't like the way it's written, delete. Okay? If I go to their website and I don't like the website, not interested. I'm pretty ruthless about it. But I think the best thing to do is just to be picky when you do collaborations. Because, like, for the most part, I don't really do that many. Like, you don't see a ton of sponsors. I mean, I can't remember the last time I did any kind of sponsored thing on YouTube. Yeah, when was the last time I did anything sponsored on YouTube? I can't remember. And then like Instagram, I work with brands, but they're all brands that I know. They're all brands that I've used, you know? What the fuck was the last one that I did on YouTube? I literally can't remember. So yes, I turn down shit all the time. All the time. If it doesn't fit with like what my interests are or what I like or what you guys are interested in, or I'm not gonna do a sponsored video for a product that's like dedicated to this product for any amount of money that like isn't gonna get fucking views or like you guys aren't gonna watch. You know what I mean? I mean, it would have to be a lot of money for me to consider it. But like, it just ends up hurting my channel. There's no point in that. My light just went out. Man. Cool. All right, this has been way too long. I'm gonna answer one more question, then we gotta get out of here. This is the perfect one to end on. Is it actually worth it? People are so fucked. I think it's worth it. I love it. If you wanna be able to like work for yourself, it's definitely worth it. Like I said, it's super oversaturated now. It's very, very different from when I entered this whole thing. The algorithm is always changing, YouTube and Instagram. It can be really tough, but if you're consistent, if you're putting out really good work, if you're talented, yes, you probably have to start at a higher level than you used to, but you can still do it. And I think it's worth it. So, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. And feel free to leave me any questions that I may not have answered in the comments down below. I know a lot of them are kind of repetitive, especially if you've seen older videos of mine. I have been talking all day and I need to stop because I can feel my mouth. It can't keep up with my brain anymore. Yeah, so hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye. My armpits are so sweaty right now. It's like insane.